Sure, I forgot to record a thing. It's blue-white control. We're probably gonna play like 3 matches in 2 hours. Let's go. He says before he gets run down by Mono Red. How pay to win is Raid? How pay to win is Magic? I don't know. When people call games like Raid pay to win, it's pay to progress, and you can also progress with your time instead of your money. And like you can pay to skip some of that progression. Yeah, Raid has an arena element that's PvP. I'm gonna show you all the different things it has in it. But like honestly, if you don't enjoy games that are kind of grindy, Raid's not for you because grinding in the game is part of the game. I'm excited to make no meaningful decisions and die for 3 or 4 matches, and then we just don't have to worry about the ladder for the month. Well, I have 4 Aether Gust. This probably isn't too bad for us. It's probably not too bad with 4 Aether Gust. Sideboarding's relatively clean here too. Yeah, if you decide you like Raid and want to spend some money on it, the Battle Pass is the best bang for your buck, almost assuredly. Magic's pay to compete. Raid's not a competitive game, really. There's like a PvP arena thing in it, but I wouldn't really call it a PvP game. I think this is fine on the play. I don't think I'd keep this on the draw in this matchup, but I think this into this is enough interaction, especially if this helps us find a Shatter. Does Raid have foils? Listen, the whales that exist in Raid are much bigger than the whales that exist on Magic Arena. There's almost assuredly people that whale that game for like 4 or 5 figures. Some of them probably 4 figures per month. One of the neat things about it is it gives you, there's lots of different ways you can progress your team and your champions. So like there's lots of different ways you could pay to skip progression, but like if you're paying to skip progression every which way, it's like, why are you even playing the game? Yeah, I think we win from here, right? Think we win from here? Good old Teferi, steal your girlfriend, draw a card. That's basically what he did, isn't it? He stole the beauty and drew a card. What is this artwork from on this sleeve? That's really great. Hey, Blade Tycon, thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's a Snowland. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful. Do. I think I just let this happen.
Don't worry, I got
it. Magic sucks and then you die. Magic sucks and then you die. Are you kidding me? Come on, deck. Yeah, I wanted to be greedy, Brad. I thought 2 chances was enough to hit a land in my 20 whatever land deck. I thought I had enough chances with 2 shots. I had a draw step and a bounce with my Teferi. Turns out I was wrong. That was not enough. It's a good day to die. the greed hath consumed me. I probably should have just Aether Gusted this and like not tempted fate. Probably should have not tempted fate. that was my land drop to miss almost assuredly. Hey, look at that. We baited a return to nature with a birth. That sounds great. Yeah, it's not pro blue on the stack, Navier. So I could have Aether Gusted it while it was on the stack. All right, we're back on track. In it to win it. In it to win it, chat. Well, with that on top, do I just shatter? I was gonna Conquer's Death, but like with Trawler on top, nah, I'm not gonna Conquer's Death. Let's not give them a card. Let's get that out of there. I think this is fine. It's more mana efficient. And like good chance they play another creature this turn too, right? And I can like get a 2-for-1. Really, no plays. Well, that bodes well for our hero. GG! Trawler, while we're at 14 with these in hand, this should pretty much be over. They just have a bunch of... I mean, if they had a cleave, they would have cleaved last turn, right? They could just be flooding out here. Yeah, 0% to block here. Not losing this Trawler in combat. They could have Collision Colossus. That's a thought. Do I discard a Shatter, or do I let it die and just get it back? I think I just let it die and get it back, right? Hey, now I have a 4/6. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Feeling a little windy. Combo winter. The wind is strong. Bye, friend. All right, with 4 gusts and good mulligans, we're probably not too big of a dog here. I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. All right, that was the easy game, right? The easy game against the aggro deck is where you're on the play. We gotta try and break serve now, which is a lot more challenging. Just why, if Trawler was like a Plains, this hand would be so stacked. Good enough? Good enough? You think? No 1-drop's incredible for us. Very, very good for the home team. Also, Dees. In for a 5th land, he says, before he gets robbed. Don't do it. Have a heart. I'm not that wealthy. Don't take my land away. I need that island more than you know, opponent. Yeah, we can birth, and then it makes it a... Wow. All right. I feel good, do 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 do. But knew that we would not, do 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 do. No place feels good, do 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 do. All right, so do I Teferi? I think I just pass here. I think we just hold up the absorb, just kind of slow things down. I mean, their deck has some grinding power and reach, and like our hand's not perfect. Yeah, if they Ceratops here, I'd be in a bad way. No play and no pump Phoenix is interesting. And like, we're just under so slow of a clock at this point that like, they're giving me time to develop, which feels really good for us. This can pay 3 to gain 2 attack. Feel like they've missed a few points here. Hopefully they don't Veil of Summer us here. Could you imagine if that was a thing? Could you imagine if that was a thing? Would this deck not be the best deck in the format if that was a thing? Would we be better off or worse off, chat? I genuinely don't know. I'm genuinely unsure. Would we be better or worse off? I would love to know. I wonder if they'll do an article about it. Like, what were the best decks in the future League in this format, right? Like, was blue, white, and mono red the best decks, or did like Once and Veil do? I mean, Once and Veil couldn't have done busted things in their league, right? Yeah, like Field of the Dead too, right? Like, there's no way a control deck was tier 1 in this format with Field of the Dead legal, right? Just like 0%? Is there a percent less than 0? You got it. So like, they killed that, but that's still just like the cleanest of 2-for-1s, right? I don't even have anything in my bin that it can bring back right now. Yeah, I feel like Field of the Dead would give this archetype a run for its money. Like back when we played Yarok Field. All right. Blue-white control chat. Moving on up the ladder. So long as we can dodge the mirror match. It takes forever. The mirror match. Looking to spike that top. Finish. Do. We won an entire match and it only took 13 minutes, chat. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars, chat. Let's win 2 or 3 more, and then we'll be done playing the ladder for the month. It'll be wonderful. Just wonderful. Shatter the Sky. Always a little bit shy there, Shatter. Never quite sure what you're looking to do. Yeah, that's actually perfect, right? It's like one of the only non-land cards I'm keeping on top. The most common Steam bench deck in the format right now is Fires for sure. Could be a brew though as well. Not strictly Lord Aaron. I often play decks for a set amount of time as opposed to a set number of matches. I always guarantee 2 matches. but usually like 90 minutes is my goal. So like, I really want to hit a land drop, but like, I can't mulligan these cards. I can't bottom these cards in this matchup, right? Yeah, Jumpstart's gonna be historic legal, Bob. It's really sweet. I think I'm supposed to keep these. I don't know. I wouldn't fault someone for mulliganing those or bottoming those cards there, I feel like. Yeah, and more importantly, Bob, the new direct to Jumpstart cards, the brand new cards in that set, are going to be historic legal, but they won't be Pioneer or Modern legal, which is really sweet. Swish, swish. Snake, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm going to wait on the Teferi for now, because if I jam Teferi with just Veto up, they could untap and play a Cavalier, which is not great for me. Yeah, Jumpstart is coming to Arena. It was included in the announcement article.
This isn't a fight you can win. Here goes nothing.
Yes, I agree, Pino. I'm super, super excited for what it means possibly for Pioneers format. Not all Jumpstart cards will be coming to Arena according to the devs, though. Yikes. I mean, some's better than none, I guess. As long as we don't get, like, main deck Legion War Boss tier, we should be in a pretty okay spot. Hey, Exhale, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate you keeping me around. I'm glad you enjoy more than just the magic here. I think it's wrong to YOLO this while I have this. It's possible I'm supposed to just cash this in. I think it's right to bounce that. Maybe because I drew this, I'm supposed to sit on my haunches here again. Conqueror's Death means I have a good way to interact with the board after sticking Trawler, though, so I feel like this draw incentivizes me to head to the Space Jam. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the raid link. I appreciate it. So I am discarding Shatter here because I want to play around Deafening Clarion and Storm's Wrath. So if I let the 2 damage get marked on this, a sweeper-based damage spell will kill my Dream Trawler, which is not okay. This also counters the Bone Crusher as well. Yep. Oh no. Did I just break my chair? I think I might have broken my chair, chat. Oh no! Oh no, my chair armrest is broken! I'm such a large man, this makes me sad. This makes me sad. I'm gonna have to... I like went to push myself up on it. I'm not a tiny person, chat. Dad bod, chat, dad bod. Hey, look at that. That puts us to halfway there. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future as well, you can also use the raid link still through Sunday. If we hit the 250 installs on the link by Sunday evening, we're going to add a 10-hour magic stream next Saturday, the 29th. Land here is actually very, very good. Wow, chat. Look at this. My largeness broke the head off the bolt. Okay, so hopefully this is just gonna be as simple as finding a replacement bolt here, but literally my large posterior just snapped it clean off. Clean off. All right, the land anyways lets us Conquer's Death while still holding up Absorb, which is great. Definitely dummy thing, yep. And then next turn, I get to Teferi, bounce my Conquer's Death, replay my Conquer's Death, smack you in the face.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Getting the sheared one out. Hopefully there's something on that I can grip it with some pliers. It's a good thought process. Ooh, more Conquer's Death. Listen, I don't know a lot about blue-white control, chat, but you should play 4 of this card. If you're not playing 4 of this card, I would implore you to reconsider your decisions. Resin the stick to the bolt, let it dry. That's a good thought. They'll try out the poke edit tonight. And by tonight, I mean this weekend. Tomorrow, chat. Tomorrow's the Pinewood Derby. The children get to race their cars that they colored and built. They're very excited. Resubbing to say you might not like it, but this is what peak dad bod performance looks like. Alright, Banishing Light's probably fine here. Show us the cars. Is this a 4 Aether Gust matchup? Probably a 4 Aether Gust matchup, huh? Listen, chat, I have a competitive outlet in my day-to-day life. I don't really need to utilize my child's wooden race car as a competitive outlet. I'm not big on power tools myself personally either, so we went to one of the other adults' house and they helped us do the cutting. And then the kids painted them themselves. Christy did buy weights for them off the internet so we could max out their weight or get it close to, but that's about all we did. Just James Chaos, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. These hands ever look like they're using power. I've actually roofed a lot of buildings and houses. Ranting Bob. My father was a union carpenter growing up, so we did. I came along as a laborer a few times here and there. And roofing's pretty straightforward, like tacking down shingles with a nail gun's not a big deal. I mean, I didn't go on any dangerous roofs. 127, moving on up. Jealous you got it. I remember my mother telling my father he wasn't allowed to buy another power tool for himself, so he bought me a nail gun as a present at one point. So then I went along to help him roof because it was technically my nail gun. It's good use of the system. I think we're looking for a blue source here so we can hold up Absorb and Dispute. Is Gust good enough? Gust might be good enough. I have 5 lands guaranteed. I'm gonna bottom these. I think I just want to try and hit my lands. Never a politician or a CEO. Nope. If I insight, I have to discard the hand size next turn. So I think I'm actually gonna wait because I don't want to insight. If I wait a turn until I'm coming up to my 6th turn to insight, I can play a land and play a 3-mana planeswalker, which would be great. I believe Raid requires an internet connection because I believe it validates everything with their server. Pretty sure you can't play with that one. I've been disputed. Getting a dispute on a Chemister's Insight feels like a big win for us there, huh? I think I just passed back here. It's super awkward that I don't have a 3rd blue source. Really glad I bought him the Aether Gust earlier. 6, not having a 6th land also feels kind of bad because, like, if they have another dispute, they can play a 5-drop plus dispute my Absorb. What am I discarding here? Is it crazy to bin Trawler? I feel like I'm not going to be using Trawler for forever, right? And like getting it in the bin makes it better for Conqueror's Death at some point later on. Feels bad, man. All right, win con engage. There is actually a Gitrog monster historic build around in the deck queue. It just wasn't properly legal on Magic Arena earlier this week, so we couldn't play it. So it'll be up on Monday. It's at the top of the queue. Normally build arounds are $25 for reference, but there's already one there. So if you're interested in trying it yourself before Monday, you can grab it out of the deck queue. It's already linked there. I think they said they fixed the bug today, if I recall correctly. I think I dispute this because they can't dispute my dispute, and it lets me Chemister's Insight here still. No, I don't want to discard the Chemister's Insight because I might want to draw 2 twice. I think I bottomed this. I think I just want untapped lands at this point. Maybe I'm just supposed to keep it because it's a blue source, but... ready to absorb whatever they cast. If they don't cast anything, we'll just activate Castle. We're gonna double up our clock here. You think they regret burning their disputes on my Chemister's insights now? I certainly hope so. Absorb, absorb. That's neat, Bob. It's a 6/6 death touch for 5 with downside. No, Gitrog's all upside. Do you know how many cards Gitrog monster draws? All of the cards. Oh, they've already played 2 cards this turn, huh? Do I just let this resolve and then Conquer's Death it? There's a Dream Trawler in my bin. Yeah, I think I just say, yeah, that's fine. And I'm gonna Chem Insight here, ditch the Time Raveler. Because if I hit an 8th land, I can Conquer's Death and hold up Absorb still. Feel like we're in a pretty good spot now. Rawr. Yeah, the fact that that was their second spell for the turn. So cards like Fires of Invention count the spells cast before them in a turn. So this knows that they've already cast 2. Yeah, I feel like that turn 6, we were a little touch and go there in the beginning, missing extra blue sources. I think the opponent was maybe a little bit too aggressive with their disputes, but depending on the context of their hand, maybe it was fine. It's hard to know without having all their information. Someone said, actually, yeah, they definitely did. I checked earlier today, and Gitrog reads as legal in best of 3 now. Yeah, it's tough. And like countering something like Chemister's Insight looks super appealing when I'm behind like I was. So I'm getting a Trawler back next turn anyways. So I think I'm just supposed to pass here because they need a sweeper to beat this Trawler most likely anyways. So there's no reason to commit a second Trawler into that sweeper that they already need to have. I can just make a token here, and this Trawler that's coming back already will be a 2-turn clock, which is great. All their non-creature spells cost 2 more at the moment, which constricts them on mana. I guess because I have these 2 vetoes, maybe I'm just supposed to jam. I don't know. I could get into a tight spot with like Teferi plus sweeper that I don't have to put myself in, though. And like sometimes it's right to like make them have the sweeper and just like jam, but realizing those differences between when it's right to make them have it and when you're supposed to sit tight is one of the tougher things to develop as a Magic player. I'm gonna plus this just in case something resolves. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the raid link. I appreciate it. Yeah, and especially when playing decks like this that have closing power like Dream Trawler, it's very easy to not realize when you're supposed to pivot if you're in a too controlling role. I definitely missed lethal in a number of games just because like I'm like so focused on staying alive that I don't realize it's time to kill them. That could have been beat. I don't know if that was good to counter there. There's a 4th clan. Sweet. What's it called? I'll put it in the title. Plebsburg. Y'all are great. So this is 8. This would be 9. Let's put him to 3 here. It might be right to hit them for the extra point of damage there, if only because it makes them die slightly faster to tokens. Yeah, the raid clans are limited to 30 players, so the first 3 we had were full. So if you download raid and you're enjoying playing it in the subs Discord server, there's the list of the different Hoaglandia affiliated clans. We drew the Omen off of the Trawler draw. So if I had Omen to start, Omen, Teferi bounce Omen would be good, but I didn't have it at the start of the turn. Yeah, 30 is not a lot of people. If they had more people in them, though, they'd have to figure out how to scale them, because there's a boss monster they call the clan boss that you can fight as a group each day. So like if they allowed more than 30 people, they'd have to scale that up somehow. We did win Space Herring. I mean, to be fair, Bob, we haven't hit a mirror match yet. Like, the last deck was slow because of our opponents, not because of us, right? Like, I had 2 opponents with the last deck that ended matches with less than 5 minutes on their clock. How do you feel about McDonald's scented candles? That's weird. I don't, if that's your kink, I don't judge, but that's strange. Yeah, I mean, this archetype's the best deck in the format, Bob. Not close. All right. Do I Narset and do nothing? I guess she still dies to Bone Crusher because of Lucky Clover. I think I want Teferi because it impacts the board here. Well, so like, if I don't Impulse here because of Lucky Clover, Bone Crusher would deal 4. So like, if they have Crusher, she dies even if I don't Impulse. So I think I'm just supposed to draw the card. You need to click the 3 dots and it open in browser, Space Herring. Android devices as a security feature don't like to open URL shorteners inside of applications. Same thing happens when I use bit.ly links for things. That's why I actually deleted all my bit.lys and put the direct links to things. This link sends you to the right spot if you're on mobile or desktop, though, so it needs to be a forwarder. Yep, they had the Bone Crusher Giant. I unfortunately can't get rid of this Innkeeper just yet. I think I'm just playing an untapped land here and then inciting to try and find a Shatter. This draws even if I counter the adventure spell, which is really good. That's a good call. Oh, the URL for that one is bad. This is double Fae of Wishes. I think I'm gonna counter their actual Fae of Wishes here. I don't know how we beat that one from this position. I guess I get to exile her immediately after only taking one emblem. Need to find a trawler ASAP. I get to see a number of cards, so the question is, we can get rid of this. The question is, can we find trawler before the rest of this does us in? This will be another matchup where our 4 Aether Gusts come in almost assuredly. Their sleeves are Gaia's Cradle. This was one of the prizes for a historic event that they ran at some point last year. Okay, that's what we wanted for Christmas, right? Yeah, this matchup seems hard for us, Brad. We'll see if Trawler's able to overcome, but if this matchup's good for the Adventures deck, the Teamer Adventures like always seem kind of underpowered to me, but if it's good in this matchup, it would make sense that it's popped up again. We'll see. Trawler's a heck of a card. Can power through a whole heck of a lot. The Bitly goes to that second one, Sunshine. Yeah, both these cards are good against our counter magic, that's for sure. So, Trawler just being like, okay, we can't answer your stuff, let's kill you, is definitely the best possible outcome for us here. I'd actually prefer it doesn't link to the form directly, Sunshine. Just because I want people to read the directions. Yeah, and they're forced to give us Omen back the way I sequenced here. And they lose the Raisin Borrower. I don't know about hitting them with the oops. Man, they really don't want to cast this Chandra, huh? That surprises me. It would be all magic, Space Herring. So if we hit the raid goal, it'll be a 10-hour magic stream. I'm going to continue playing a ton of raid off stream, but like my stream time's mostly dedicated to magic, so today's raid on stream will probably be a one-off since it's sponsored. All right, so really need to draw a Shatter here. 12-hour streams are unhealthy. Something like that. 10's a good number. I don't know. I can't always do more than 10 hours, so I don't like to promise something. Like sometimes after 10, I'm like feeling it and like, okay, we could do some more, but sometimes it's like hit a wall and I need to be done. Know your limits. 10 hours of magic is fine. Rotating formats is the key. So like 10 hours of magic, I'll do, like most Mondays I do 10 hours of magic. Like we'll do Pioneer, Historic, and then Standard. Correct, Bob. I mean, I was gonna do that regardless because I do, it was research into a game that I might want to stream. 10 hours is what, 4 or 5 blue-white mirrors? Yeah, something like that. Maybe I was supposed to hold up Veto here since I knew they had Henge, but they're like already drawing so many cards. It's like, I don't really know that this matters. It gives them mana, I suppose. These draws aren't optional, right? Yeah, the game's fun, Ziggs. I mean, if I'm being honest, most days when I sign off from streaming Magic, I play Raid on my phone while I do my wrap-up, so I'll just be like, doing what I do after I stream Magic anyways. I just like will be completely focused on it instead of like, also doing other stuff. All right, so we're hoping to find a sweeper here still, I think. It's not terrible. So they can chump block this. All right, so do I want to Omen to gain an extra life? What are my plans for the turn? I think I'm playing another Conqueror's Death here, and then I think I want to hold a counter spell up. I guess I could Conqueror's Death and then Teferi bounce the Great Henge. That's probably the line. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Triple A, thanks for the 21 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The fact that Clover dodges Conqueror's Death is real awk for us. The trouble permanents that cost 1 and 2 can be tough. Oh, raid starters, that's probably what they're looking for. Yep. Good call. Their non-creature spells currently cost 2 more. I'm gonna get Narset back next turn, which gives us a good chance to impulse into a sweeper.
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
What?
The best way to destroy things.
What? How do they plan to win the game? Do they have, they have like Expansion Explosion in their sideboard? I'm so confused. I feel like they should really prioritize getting an emblem here. I don't know, maybe, I'm not familiar with their deck, so perhaps they see something that I don't, like we don't know their hand.
Mind and body should move in unison. Like
Just seems really weird. There's the Shatter I've been looking for.
keep an open mind.
Well, that's super unfortunate. They're an explosion. Okay, so I want to gain some life here. So this is popping off next turn, so I think I just Shatter here. And then pass. With the counterspell up. I don't think they generally play counterspells game 1. I don't think. And like they don't have room for that many actual sideboard cards either, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of impressed with our deck, honestly, because, like, I felt like we were behind for a lot of this game, and, like, our mana was awkward to start, but I kind of feel like we're ahead at the moment, right? Does anybody feel behind? And if so, why do you feel behind? Yeah, at worst, we're about even, I think. I think that's accurate. They have 25 cards in their deck. We have 33 in ours. Mystic Repeal, sure. So I want to try and stop my Trawler here. And a Return to Nature, sure. They don't actually have enough mana to do both of these before I untap, though, right? Because this costs 4 and this costs 3. Okay, now they do. They have 1, 2, 3, so they can cast both of them. Actually, maybe I'm just supposed to let that one resolve because it will put it on the bottom of my deck. And this game's likely to go long enough that I could get that back. It's probably not an unrealistic thought.
Hone your prowess.
And I could shuffle it back in with this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should have let the Mystic resolve since they had another one. You a 13-13. Being conservative on a counterspell in case we get flung or expansion explosion seems reasonable. I don't know. I like countering this though because it gains them life. But yeah, maybe I'm supposed to hold the Veto and just Conqueror's Death that next turn. But I kind of feel like I already need to Conqueror's Death this. I mean, they might still win this match. As far as clock damage is concerned, my opponent's down to 20 minutes. I currently have 24 minutes. Get rid of Lucky Clover. Lucky Clover's fine. Lucky Clover's a sweet card that is really in no way a problem. I promise. I promise Lucky Clover is fine. Opponent cleverly not targeting the Dream Trawler here. They messed that up before. So they get to tap my thing, but they just bounced my Conqueror's Death? Sure. Deal. This the Wilderness Reclamation Expansion Explosion turn? Sorcerer Spyglass, sure. Yep. This lets them pick up a bunch of cards out of their band. They have another Great Henge. When do they run out of sideboard cards? I don't know. Well, they tapped off a triple green, so they can't adamant this yet, right? Oh, this name's Dream Trawler so they can kill it. That makes sense. Right, this is an activated ability. It doesn't feel like an activated ability, but it definitely has a colon. Sure. Kind of surprised they didn't do that sooner. This configuration that we're playing doesn't have any actual factual disenchants in it, does it? Make sure if you're on Android, click the 3 dots in your corner and hit open in your browser. Blade Tycoon. Yep. This is gonna be our first of the matches in this set that's like, make them kill us because we could time them out. Feels like it. So I'm gonna draw cards here. They're gonna stop my Dream Trawler in response. That's fine. I don't know. Every other match that we've slogged out today where the opponent played glacially, we just ended up having like a fast game 2, and then like we lost game 3 with like them having sub 2 minutes on their clock. They've used 13 minutes so far. Yeah, Sorceress on Trawler seems really, really good. Definitely seems superb. This is game 1, correct?
Past, present, and I have just the trick for this.
Longer. Stand by and watch. I've got it.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. Honestly, I feel like we would win this game if I had a way to take Spyglass off the table, but we just don't, right? Without my trawlers. Oh, right. Storm's Wrath hits Planeswalkers too. I knew that somewhere in my mind. Somewhere in the back of my mind was the knowledge that Storm's Wrath was about to kill my Planeswalkers. Yeah, that's true too, J-Man. I think part of the reason we're in this game is because my opponent made a mistake. If they would have prioritized just playing and plussing their Chandra earlier, I think we would have died. They know we have a Shatter, so they're trying to decide how much they want to commit into this Shatter. I think they're probably supposed to just pass here. Maybe they're debating using their double regrowth here. 138, moving on up. I believe in you, Hoaglandia. We can do it. 250 is an obtainable number. Yeah, you can bounce it and counter it with Teferi on the way back down, but like that's still super awkward. It's a lot of setup. I have no idea, Sans Seraph. You're not wrong, Giddle. You're not wrong.
Self cannot halt my quest for justice.
Sure. Someone made the recommendation of trying an Elspeth in here. I don't know, it's been kind of bad. Hasn't been great. Might be good here, maybe. We'll see. The idea is that it's a threat that you recast from the bin in the blue-white mirror, which seems reasonable. We've not hit a mirror, though. This is our first grindy match we've played. Deckmaster does not show the number of cards in the player's deck. From my understanding, that information is not available via the game log. They have 15 cards in their deck. We have 22 in ours. And these draws aren't optional, so, you know. Do I care about their Great Henge? I'm not sure that I do. It's gonna deck them, right? Yeah, I think we just pass. I think we're on the gain a bunch of life with Elspeth to try and deck them plan. They have 5. Oh, they're getting their Chandra back. Okay. Oh, Chandra can exile Elspeth. But if Chandra comes in and down ticks to exile Elspeth here, I get to Conquer's Death her, which is appealing. All right, so this, they're gonna run out of sideboard cards after this one, right? Okay, there's the fling we knew they were setting up for. How many lands do they have total? Narset's Reversal, okay. Hey, Civil Penguin, thanks for the 10 months, welcome back. So they have 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I believe it's only 16 lands here. 16 or 17. Shadow Spear. Yeah, look, it looks like this is all their sideboard cards. They have an Aether Gust. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If they're not out, they're out of useful things at this point.
Anyone who stands in my way.
Maybe they just have Fling instead of Expansion Explosion.
Just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
My deck is 21, theirs has 12, so I'm not going to risk decking out first if I do this, which is nice. So my next turn is going to be Conquer's Death, exile their Elspeth, exile their Chandra, Elspeth, make 2 tokens. Elspeth, make 2 tokens, return her to play. Oh, I need to Tef first so they can't do this. Oh, geez. That's a pretty big mistake. Now I'm going to get 2 of those emblems. They're going to Gust their Chandra now. Yep.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Yep, I messed that up.
I'm not making this up as I go.
Yep, I messed that up. We're going to lose now. We're going to lose because I messed that up. That's really unfortunate. Sequencing really mattered there.
From the heavens, I believe we will find a better tomorrow.
Looking for another Dream Trawler at this point. They have used 18 minutes off their clock this game. And I've used 11 off of mine, so we're up 7 minutes at this point. Hopefully the clock damage lets us take the match, but I think my sequencing with the Teferi there is about to lose us this game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. They might just do it in response anyways if they're good. Well, they're gonna get to exile my Elspeth, Bob. Chandra does damage to planeswalkers and then she exiles them. And like, their emblems don't have to do that much damage to me because they get to 17 ball me here with a fling. So they get to like do this and fling this at my face. Wait, do they get to fling Narset's reversal their fling? No, they can't do that because of Teferi. All right, so I'm down to 8. I'm at a virtual 7. Oh, I'm actually just dead this turn. Yeah, Bone Crusher's ready. All right. It took them 19 minutes, but they won the game. All right, hopefully losing this battle sets us up to win the war. The good news is my mistake didn't matter. The good news is we were gonna lose that regardless. So, birth out. I definitely want this and this, I think. Maybe I want a couple of births. I don't know. I only have 25 lands in here. We did not let me Pikachu. Every other time we've tried to run someone down on clock today, they've ended up winning with like a minute left. It's been real rough. He's had like fast game 2 every time. Feel like I'm supposed to keep my shatters in. What am I supposed to cut here? All of my cards seem good and bad. Everything just seems pretty mediocre, right? Maybe Casket's supposed to be in to tag the Innkeeper too. Do I not want to race them with Archon? Is this not a line I want to take? I guess I'm leaving Shatter in and they have Storm's Wrath out of their sideboard. Yeah, maybe Archon's not good enough. I think it's not crazy to go down to 3 shatters. Let's try this. I need one more cut still. Like, I don't think I want Aether Gust here. This bounce effect doesn't seem necessarily very good. I guess it's useful for taking Spyglass off the table to counter on the way back down. I just don't have any cuts. I feel like Insight's pretty invaluable in games that are bound to go long. Maybe I should just board in a way not expecting the game to go long because they can't win a long game. Or like they don't have enough clock to win a long game, I guess is more accurate to say. Hard pass. Hard pass on that one. I'm gonna play this and plus it. And then next turn I can Omen, down tick Teferi, replay Omen. Hey, thanks to whoever used the raid link. I appreciate you. Come on, untapped land. Come on, untapped land. And another. Y'all are great. I don't think I'm in for the Narset at this point. think I Glass Casket the Innkeeper here, because it's probably going to draw them another card anyways, and this way they can't kill my Teferi in combat, which is ideal. Man, where's Detention Sphere when you need it, huh, chat? Where is Detention Sphere?
This might be a bad idea. Well, that didn't pan out.
So, is it crazy to counter their actual Beanstalk Giant here, so that way I get to use my mana this turn and not deal with it later? I feel like that's not crazy. I think I'm gonna do it. Do you have a Bone Crusher Giant? Do you have a bone to pick with Teferi? Doesn't everybody have a bone to pick with Teferi, chat? Doesn't everyone? So I think this is a small mistake on the opponent's part here. They probably should have targeted Teferi with one of the copies, so that way if I wanted to protect my Planeswalker, I didn't do it by countering the actual one. I think I actually just shatter the Fae of Wishes here. So that way they can't pick it up and draw 3 with it next turn. Because it'll triple up with Lucky Clover. So it's kind of a 3-for-1, huh? How to maximize your time on raid. Yeah, if you go into the pin documents on, what's it called? This is a good. This link is pinned in there, I believe. A lot of useful info on that site. Wow, that was a little brazen. Spending gems to buy masteries is fine for your first couple champions. I think spending gems to max masteries on your first, like, 2 or 3 champs is reasonable, depending on what your configuration looks like. Well, they found a Fae of Wishes. They found a Fae of Wishes. I think I'm just supposed to do this. I think I just want to stay alive, right? Like they have 7 minutes on their clock. I think the objective for me is just like not die. Yep, there's the Chandra. She makes it tough to not die. think we're gonna have another repeat where like we ground out for a really long time and then they end up winning with a really low amount of time on their clock. Yeah, this is game 2 and they're sub 7 minutes. I have 16, like game 1 was long. I have 16 minutes for reference. So like I'm only up by 9 minutes, but like that's a lot of time to be up. I get to see all of my secrets, chat. I feel dirty. Yeah, the clocks are too long, in my opinion. I think it's really silly that they give you 60 minutes of in-game clock time in Magic Arena, when in Paper Magic, you get 50 minutes for a round. And on top of only getting 50 minutes for that round, you have to use sideboarding inside of that time as well. And like this gives you 60 minutes, none of which counts for sideboarding. It's probably fine. I don't know. I don't feel like we can win at this point. Their clock's high enough that it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to win this game, no problem. If I can manage to have them not win this game, I might be okay. Nah, I'm gonna try. I don't know that I have it in me to do another one after this. There's just been too many of these matches today. I don't know that I can risk playing a fourth 2-hour-long match today. The idea is to extend the clock to allow the clock gives you time back while animations play, from my understanding. I mean, I don't think my opponent's like intentionally stalling. I think they're just like playing a complicated deck and taking their time while playing a complicated deck. And like, they should take their time because Arena doesn't realistically punish you for taking your time, right? Like, when it gives you crazy amounts of time, there's no punishment for using it all. It's just tedious. The clock's like not an issue with when like aggro decks are running around, but honestly, I'd rather play against a bunch of mono red than just like endless hour-long matchups. And it's not even that like I don't even mind a long match. It's just like I'm not even playing for most of it, right? Like this match has taken 26 minutes for my opponent and less than 15 for me. That's the tough part. I think the competitive ladder should punish you for playing slowly. In my opinion, the competitive ladder should do exactly that. Feel free to disagree with that point. That's subjective. I think one of the things you should be measuring from your players playing competitively is their ability to play competitively at a good pace. And I'm certainly extra salty because this is like the third match today where someone's used 10 more minutes on clock than I have, and then we ended up losing at the very end of it. So it was a tough day on the ladder. We played a bunch of slogs and we lost actual every slog that we played. Like, you don't incentivize players who play slowly to get faster when they never get punished for playing slowly. Like, if the Gabriel Nassis of the world timed out 20% more often, they'd probably learn to pick up the pace. As far as this goes, I feel like if the Adventures deck is going to be a deck that you care about, I feel like I want two or three of these in the sideboard. I think if I were to play this again, I would play at least two of these at a minimum. Are the Archons of Sun's Grace supposed to be for the red aggro matchup? I feel like I'm not certain that this card is necessary for beating red aggro. Has anybody played more blue-white than me? Do we think we need this card? I mean, like, you're saying we shouldn't punish people who don't have computers that meet the minimum system requirements? I disagree with that statement, too. I feel like you don't need this card in the board. I feel like at a minimum, when next time we play this, I'm going to make this change. We're going to cut intervention. I feel like if I had just had one copy of this card in those long games, like, they just can't win. Like, the opponent's only card that matters is the Clover, right? Like, this card even lets us beat Chandra Emblem a lot of the time while going long, which is sweet. Which seems good. Yeah, I think I would do that. Archon is more for the mirror. Yeah, I think with the Sun's champion, Sun's Nemesis in the main. Actually, is this card even good in the mirror, Brad? Why did you want this card? You wanted this card for the mirror? Like, it just gets Conquer's Death, right? Like, Elspeth conquers Elspeth? Sure, Archon's probably better than Trawler against red. But, like, I don't know that one of the things you have to understand is, like, PV's a world-class player, and he's going to be able to win games that most of us mortals could never win. And, like, he showed up with one Dream Trawler in his deck. So, like, as far as, like, his decisions are concerned, like, I need this crutch of a grip full of Dream Trawlers. So, like, I don't know if I want to take the rest of what he says at face value because my deck functions differently because it has a bunch of win conditions in it at that point. And honestly, just like play 4 Dream Trawlers is probably not unreasonable. You basically always want to see this card, especially in this build where you can like ditch extra ones to Chemister's Insight. I think I'd try something like this. Didn't say it was good. Yeah, I think I'd much rather have an extra trawler. And I think if the adventure matchup seemed genuinely hard for this deck, and I think seeing this card in that matchup would improve it, so I think I'd play one of those. I mean, I don't know. The ladder is a majority red aggro and blue-white control these days, so like, I think the World Championships is probably more representative of what you see on the ladder, like, than you do on average a lot of the time, I think. All right. What are we doing? Okay, I'm going to be done with Magic for the day. Thanks, everybody who hung out through that. We've had the raid ticker in the corner of the screen all stream, so for the remainder of the stream, I'm actually going to stream a little bit of Raid Shadow Legends to wrap things up. It's probably a little bit on the loud side. My one and only complaint about the game is its peak mobile game and pops up deals in your face that you just click past every time you log in. Let me turn the sound down here. Let's do that. Have sound effects and stuff. All right, let me switch my section channel. Grinding intensifies, yeah. Post on Twitter. Yeah, I probably don't need Shadow for this one.